So do that.
Well, when you ever get those filaments, you gotta drive all the way to Florida to get them. But, for now, let's get to the podcast, shall we?
Yes, sir.
All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome this evening. For those who are here right now, thank you. Appreciate it. Hope you have a good time here. Let me quick check here. I should be able to hear you. I'm gonna hear myself in a second here. Because I have this pulled up on another screen.
So,
yep.
Yes, sir.
I do can hear you. Good.
Good.
All right. So, let's get right to it. So we were just talking about 3D printing and you going down to Florida because there's a store down there that sells 3D print parts in Florida, which is very unusual to see a 3D printing store and probably buy some 3D printing filament as well while you're there, which is a bunch of filament I have or I personally use because they're United States made and they're in Texas. And so far I haven't had a problem with them. Like I think each spool's around $12, $13 plus tax or something like that. So it's not really expensive, but you're going to spend a lot of money on that at the end of it because you're spending, how much? $200?
Around about 200, yeah.
Do they actually have, does the brand that I introduced you to actually have a rainbow colored one? I actually don't know.
Yes, they do.
Okay, let's say I have not looked at it in a while, and if they have it in store, that's good. So you don't have to worry about.
Well, according to the website, all the colors that I want is in the store. So.
Gotcha. I would have given him a quick cully loo before that happens. I'd hate for you to drive all the way up there and like, yeah, not here. I don't know.
Well, I mean, it's not like we're not going down there for vacation anyway. So the worst thing that's going to happen is I'm going to drive there and they're not going to have one of the colors and I get something else. But
I got a question for you. You go to Florida a lot and go out to Florida often. Yeah, I'm sure y'all go to the beach, right? Well,
yeah.
Are you a beach man? Like, do you like the beach?
Depends on what you mean.
Well,
I like to go out and pop up an umbrella and lay down and chill.
Yeah.
I don't mind going out and sitting out in the ocean for a little while and chilling. But I'm not one of those people that's going to stay there all day. Just not. I got to do something at some point, and just sitting there on the beach or sitting there in the water ain't gonna do it.
Because my family, especially my mom and pops, they love the beach. Absolutely love the ocean. My stepdad at one point, he actually used to be a crawfish hunter or crawfish. Like he did that for a living for a little while, as far as my memory here goes. But they love just going to the beach, popping up a tent, sitting in the chair, popping a cold one, and just sitting there for hours on end.
Yeah. And some people do. My dad was like that. My dad loved the hell out of it. Like, there was no other time he was happier than sitting there looking at the ocean, drinking a cold one, and watching us run around like crazy.
Mm-hmm. Me, as a younger gentleman, it wasn't really like I was excited for the idea of being at the beach. It's more like me being a guy and me being a pubescent kid. It was bikinis. Let's just
see for me it was. I mean, we went to the beach a lot when I was a kid.
Yeah.
But I mean, I would rather be back at the freaking Dad had a condo that he could get. It was relatively cheap because it was like 3 or 4 roads over from the beach.
Yeah.
Even though it was really big and nice and fancy and shit. Nobody ever wanted to stay there because it wasn't close to the beach.
Oh yeah, we had to be on the beach. Like we had to be.
Yeah, I like to go there, and I'd rather be there because there was pretty much what you would call beach woods around you. So palms and small trees and stuff like that. It was pretty much all the way around the condo, so you were shaded and secluded, and you could run around and play out there, and nobody bothered you. And I'd rather be there than out in the sun with no shade eating barbecue.
Oh yeah, because there was definitely, especially some mornings, you as a kid, you got up and you went to bed early, got up early so you could be out there on the beach, be on the beach as long as you could. And especially, as soon as you got outside and it's bright as can be and already really hot, and the first thing you feel is a sting on your eyes as you walk out the door. It's like, God dang, too early for this bright, hot stuff. Because, you're right on the beach.
Yep.
But it was nice to sometimes be able to But like it wasn't a condo, it was more of an apartment or whatever, or not apartment, more like a hotel we stayed in. It wasn't actually like a real hotel, but it was a hotel nonetheless. And then seeing that we lived in that or not lived in it, we stayed in that kind of thing. We always were either introduced to kids that were staying there as well. But most times we always we found a group of people that we just like met along the way. Sometimes they come walking to us, and sometimes we walk to them. I had a good few times, but my mind, I was much rather go to the mountains. I loved going to Smoky Mountains. That's
I like going to Blue Ridge. It's north of Atlanta from here. I love Blue Ridge. I used to go up there back when one of my former pastors had a cabin up there. He let us go up there for free, and we'd go up there and stay. And he had his cabin was built before the regulation was put in that you had to be X amount of yards or feet from the actual creek.
Yeah.
So his cabin was right on the creek. I mean, his back deck went right out to the water. He had a hot tub on that bad boy, and he had fly fishing gear there. You go down there. You didn't have no internet. You didn't have no TV, but you had a hot tub. You had a place to eat, sleep, and you could fly fish.
Well, but to say back when you were younger, the internet did come around eventually, but it wasn't as prevalent as it is nowadays. It's so integrated.
Right.
And of course, as long as you had, maybe not a TV, like a TV station. So like I would have been a little upset because I need a TV so I can plug up my PlayStation or my 64 or my Xbox so I can play video games at night where I'm not able to go outside and go play whatever the thing they allow me to do.
Yeah.
But
I'd go out there and sit in the hot tub and drink.
Well, you were young when you started, so.
Well, I mean, I'd sit there, drink in the hot tub. There's something so relaxing about being up in the mountains in the fall, sitting in a hot tub, something cold to drink at night, just listening to everything going on around you.
The silence.
Yeah, I loved it.
I love the rivers, even though you very much couldn't go into them because they were normally really, really, really cold, or they were too rapid for safety reasons. I don't know. I love the way it looked. I love the mountains. I love the rivers. I love all the trees. I'm much more of a tree person. I'll definitely say that. I like trees. Don't know why. I like, especially bonsai trees. But if you give like a flower or a tree, I like a tree. For some reason, I prefer things that are wood.
Yeah, I mean, I enjoyed a lot of that growing up. It was very fun, but we're mostly theme park people. We go to theme parks. We like roller coasters. We like the atmosphere. So that's pretty much what we do.
Y'all like activity.
Yeah.
And then you have Miss Thriller as a wife and two very active kids. Very active.
Yeah.
Which, should I have any surprises today about the kids? Like, should I be like...
No, they're not here.
Okay. Last week, they were missing little things just popping up at your door like they were playing whack-a-mole.
Yep. No, they're not here. They're at their granny's. Last week was a fluke. Jasmine forgot that it was podcast night and brought them home.
Yep.
So,
how cleaning
what
going?
we're hoping to happen is when Mom's going to keep them a little longer than normal, so that as soon as podcast is over, we can go do what I told you I need to go do. Yeah, I mean, this will be the first time. June will be the first time in 13 years. It's just me and her.
Yeah, I'm sure that's gonna be very interesting. It'll be your first time ever doing that. Can I talk about it on here, or is it still very much a secret? And I know you kids ever know.
They don't know. You don't necessarily just don't say where we're going. How about that?
Okay, can I say what you're doing?
Yeah, I mean, I don't care as long as you don't speak about that V coaster.
Yeah. Snorkeling.
Yeah.
Is this gonna be your first time?
Oh yeah. I mean, not me. It is for her.
Okay, because I've had a snorkel, but like I've never like deep dived.
Oh, I've done it a lot. My uncle and my cousin were both registered divers,
Yeah.
and because they were registered, they were allowed to take one guest as long as they stayed with them.
Yeah.
And we used to snorkel dive, we used to deep dive with tanks. I mean, I've done some funky things, and one of the coolest things I ever did was we did a deep dive with the tank.
Yeah.
Went all the way to the bottom and just sat at the reef and just watched everything moving around. And people were like, "Well, that's really no different than sitting and looking at a saltwater fish tank." Oh yeah, it is when it swims by and bumps your head. it's like, oh, that was a clownfish.
I have short-term memory loss. Tail slap. Anyways,
Yep.
so is it gonna be on a coral reef or is it by like a the?
We'll be in a bay with a guy from work taking us out in his boat.
Yeah. I have to say if it's on a coral reef or like that, watch your feet. Don't get it stuck.
Yeah, no. Yeah, well, it's gonna be interesting for sure. I'm buying me a UV blocking swim shirt because I don't want to get turned into a barbecue. Of
Lobster.
course, Stealthy doesn't have to buy anything because she'll just turn brown. But
and your
yeah,
words just sexier.
yeah, it'll be nice. That'll be nice. Very, very nice.
Okay, I don't even know like anything here, but does yours like you know your wife? Did she actually wear a bathing suit? Like it's so like my wife wear a bathing suit.
Yeah, she actually wears a bathing suit, but depending on how she feels that day, sometimes if we're gonna be back and forth from like if we're at a water park and we're gonna be in and out of rides or we're at the beach and she thinks it's gonna be one of those days where she's running back and forth from the beach to like one of the huts on the beach to get stuff.
Yeah.
She'll take a pair of swim shorts with her to pull over them when she's running back and forth so that she's not just running around like Baywatch.
Well, that's good to know. I know she has a body image problem or what, not even a problem thing going on with her. So,
yep,
it's just one of these women have to deal with.
Yep, it is. It's a real struggle for her.
All right. Speaking of struggles, wow. And speaking of enjoyment and struggles, how many episodes you get to watch in of the incredible show?
You mean the Invincible show?
Yeah, the Invincible. I always get the name of it wrong.
I got about 2.5 into it, and I haven't been able to finish it. The third one yet.
Boy, howdy, did they go in on the first one? Is that just me?
No, they definitely went in like splatter and all. I was like, what the hell did I just see?
Like, okay, for anybody that does not know, this is called the Invincible show. Is believe it or not, it's airing on Amazon right now. I want to say Amazon, and it's a comic book American cartoon. It's technically it's an anime, but we're not going there. It has to be like one of the best American-made TV show, and just in general, I have seen it a very long time. And yes, I'm saying even over Game of Thrones. You take your CGI live-action stuff and kick it to the curb. This show, I always say about cartoons. I always say about cartoons. You can love your live-action, your real actors, your CGI, all that stuff. Yeah. I get it. But things what cartoons can do without none of that. No live action CGI I've yet to see to be able to do some of the stuff that they could just do so freely as they did for that show. Especially, taking someone's head and just going and seeing how a compressed head can interact with the force greater than his own and see what happened. Like that. Like, I'm so glad I didn't end the show before I did, because like at the first it seemed like a regular cartoon show, like Marvel, DC, Batman. Like, okay, it's very quaint, very nice, and then the end. Then from there on out, all bets were out. all bets.
Well, I mean, think about what was hilarious is, like you said, it seemed very normal, like a young man coming into his powers accidentally chucks a trash bag into space. And then all of a sudden it's just like, whoa.
Like superheroes saving people. A kid in everyday life. My wife coming into view, giving me a cookie. What? What is it called?
Just eat it.
Freak me. Ah, it's done. Weird.
Cranberry orange.
Cranberry orange. Give me a cranberry orange cookie. It's like Fruity Pebbles.
Fruity Pebbles?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, shit. That's good stuff.
Not bad. Are you going to work now? Okay. Well, that's nice. We got a little, like I said, our Walmart across the street, if you go and get groceries for them, you can do a pickup, so they'll grab all the food for you. So you gotta just go over there and put the food in your vehicle. You already paid for it. And every now and then they give you a little goodie bag, and she got a goodie bag, and inside of it she got those cookies that taste like Fruity Pebbles. That's not really bad.
Nice.
Yes. Are you?
Yes.
Give me a kiss, love.
Oh,
come on. She always has tendency. She always has a tendency when it's her turn to feed the animals. She always forgets to feed the sugar gliders. I literally have gone a full day thinking, oh, she fed them. You know, she fed the other animals. She fed them because I always feed them at the same time, all of them at one time. And I get a message: did you feed the sugar gliders? It's the next day. No. I didn't know I needed to because I suspect if you feed the cat and the dog, you feed sugar gliders. Yeah. Anyway, so back to the show.
Yep.
8 episodes. Only 8.
Yep.
And that's it.
That's it.
So when you're on episode 3, I would ask you what's your favorite part of favorite part of the show so far, or who's your favorite character, but you haven't been introduced to a lot of them yet. And is it bad if I actually like the bad guy?
No, it's not bad.
I like him.
I find myself more and more starting to like villains in most things that are decent. Like
I don't like them for the sense of they're doing evil things and they're malicious or scheming or just a bad person. They're bad people. But they're good at being bad. Love you too. Like, they're good bad people.
That's what makes you appreciate them, because they're not like a half-ass bad guy that, no, I'm just bad. Like, if I say I'm going to shoot you in the face, I'm going to shoot you in the face. Not go, I'm going to shoot you in the face, and then monologue for 20 minutes and get beat up.
Yeah, and they always do say a bad guy is best when you can somewhat sympathize or relate. And if I was him, not spoiling anything here, if I was him and I came from where he came from and what they do, I would be, you know, if you were that kind of person or whatever, I can kind of understand it. Kind of. To a point, but not to a point where that extremism is allowed or accepted.
Right.
Because it definitely went to extreme. And
you don't reckon?
I you know, from a point, you know, so thinking like, when you see the main character, think Superman on no fucks list. You know, think a whole thing of Superman just like going full on bad guy. That's his guy.
Damn.
And it's ridiculously, it's good animated, very good at voice actors. I am astounded by the voice acting. There's a couple parts that may be a little cringy, but again, I'm a big person to say if you like comics, go watch it. If you like anime, go watch it. If you're a person that only watch live action and only will ever watch that, you are missing out on so many good content out there. It's not even funny. And I feel sad for you, because this is the show. If you're willing to watch Game of Thrones and not this, Like, I don't think they could do this show injustice in a live action format. I don't. Because I don't think they're able to pull off some of the things that they're doing it without looking super cheesy or having to spend a huge budget. I do mean big.
Yeah. I mean, so I got a question. Did you check out Resident Evil Village?
It is everywhere right now.
So wait, I want your opinion. What's your opinion on lichens in a Resident Evil?
I love werewolves. I think werewolves are cool.
I love werewolves too, but that's not what I asked you. It's a Resident Evil, but it has werewolves.
Well, it has vampires too, right?
Yep.
Okay, it's a unique spin, and it's not the same old biological, even though it kind of is, biological zombie mutation creatures over and over and over again that you've seen in every single Resident Evil game. And it's kind of the reason why I haven't played a Resident Evil game either. Not because it's like
I love Resident Evil for the zombies, for the whole biological. I love it for that.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I'm a huge werewolf and vampire fan. Matter of fact, my favorite evil character of all times will go down in history in my book for that is Dracula.
Yeah.
I mean I am a Castlevania nut. I love it. But all my stuff's put up for a reason because I don't want it broken. But I don't know how I feel about them moving. To me, it's not just like we're gonna roll into this, ease these in. They did like here's zombies. Oh, now we got werewolves and vampires.
Yeah, and probably more than just that.
I don't know how I feel about it being such a drastic change so fast. If it had been like, okay, we're going to do a series of games like 3, and we're going to slowly introduce, the other monsters into it, I probably would have been okay, but I don't know, man. I reserve the right to form an opinion later because I don't know how I feel about how drastically they changed it so fast.
Yeah, and well, we got our generation of Resident Evil fans. I played Resident Evil 1. That was my only Resident Evil game I've ever played. And I've watched a few other people play the other games. Because Resident Evil is, like you said, you like the zombie and the biological and the chemical and the evil company getting to money and power and then using it to do experiments and blah, blah, blah. And I guess you say a pandemic of sorts breaks out and everything else shit.
Right.
I personally don't really care for that. I never really much liked horror games, if you were to call Resident Evil 1 nowadays a horror game, because it's so dang cheesy and so dang, compared to nowadays, it's poorly made. Back then, it was amazing for our generation, but at the same time, that's why I don't have a very deep connection to it. It's one of those fallacies where if you don't really grow up on it, you don't really have that integrated connection to the thing. So when something new changes and comes about, my thoughts on it doesn't have too much sway. But if you're in this generation, kids and young adults, this is great. Like, you are loving this.
And I can get that. I get that. I do. I'm just saying, for me personally, for someone who grew up on horror games like Resident Evil and Fear and BioShock and things like that, to me it's a bit of a leap with no to me it's not, there's not much of a progression. It's just like, this is what you had and this is what you got now.
Yeah. Does it seem like one of those kind of situations to you, or does it seem like one of those kind of situations to you where they're taking a premise and an idea and just slapping a well-known brand name onto it just so they can have connection to those fans?
Yeah, because to me, this doesn't, what I've looked at does not scream Resident Evil.
Yeah.
To me, if you just slap some name on it, like, I don't know, something that had to do with lichens or something that had to do with vampires or the both of them, gave them some kind of unique name that insinuated those two species, it's a whole different category for me at that point. Because now I'm not expecting my biological pandemic zombie Leon Kennedy, I'm not expecting that.
Yeah. Well, the game before it, because it's following the same character from the last Resident Evil they just made, where this quick little side story here for those who are not watching. I actually watched it because of Krillin Let's Play from Dragon Ball Z Abridged group on YouTube, where a man's girlfriend goes missing in Louisiana. She records a video and sends it to him of her saying, "Do not come for me. Do not come for me." She's going crazy in a video, and then the next moment she's like, "Come find me." And he goes down there, and she's gone like completely berserk, like a split personality, and like she can get cut, stabbed, shot, and never die. Apparently, she got shot with this stuff from a company, because that's how they connected it, that gave her pretty much like invulnerability to any kind of damage, unless it's really, really severe damage over a short period of time. And then, he eventually finds out that it's also, she's going crazy because there's a child that's likely connected to all these people. And there are a bunch of little like biological zombie-like humanoids walking around too, chasing you down or coming to get you. And all the humans that are in the game aren't really humans themselves, because they've been so mutated and been eating off people corpses and other, like, it's a gruesome game. It's a horror game. So get me on that. And like that was, to me, is like, okay, I can see it, little zombie guys walking around. The humans aren't really humans anymore, because they've been, biologically altered, and when their true form comes about, they look like, zombified humanoids rather than actual humans. Eventually saves his girlfriend, gets her out, and then they have a kid, and this is how this was starting off. Mama gets banged up a lot, and I don't know if she's actually dead though, because she got. It happens the first like 30 seconds of the game. If you're saying spoilers, I'm not sorry. It's like literally within the first minute of the new game, and she shreds it off like, "What up?" And then they light her up like a candle, and then she finally falls. And they take a child of her and the guy, and he's now going out there to chase after the child of the two, and that's how they get to the village where he's trying to find out where his child's at. And then it gets to the whole like question, like, what's with the lycans? What's with the vampires? What's with the other creatures? Because there's two other creatures in the game. Not spoiling anything again, but there's two other creatures too, and it's kind of going off like a fairy tale. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
It's talking about other creatures and other mythological creatures rather than the mutations that we're so accustomed to right now.
Well, one thing I will say though, I enjoyed the music.
It has very much of
I've
vibe.
always liked that kind of music.
Orchestral, or technical. I'm forgetting the word here.
It's more vocal.
Vocal? Okay, so it has more of did she sing, or is it just the whole?
Yeah, that entire song, that's someone singing.
Okay, I didn't listen to the music, so I've just been watching the gameplay.
I listened to the music, and I enjoy the music a lot.
In the new game or the old games? Make sure I'm catching the new game. Okay, new game. I have to check it out myself. I have not listened to it myself. Is it in English? Fear was a great game. Yeah, that would have been a good one. They could have put it in Fear. I know there was like another game when I was younger called Paranoia, I believe. That would have been a good game to slap a title on for this game. It would have been like, again, there's a lot of fear games back in the day. They're all were trying to compete with Resident Evil. And when I was like PlayStation 1, so there would have been some other good names to slap onto it. Is this the? Okay, let me see if I can click this open so we can listen to it a second.
Check the very first video. It's the theme song, the very first trailer.
Okay,
that girl sings the theme.
Gotcha. Okay, am I supposed to hear it on the website? Because I don't hear literally. Okay, I gotta scroll down. Okay, right here.
Yeah.
I'm gonna listen to. Well, I can put anyways. But
Yeah.
I don't know. How do you feel about the 9'9'8" vampire mama that everybody like is all about right now in the meme?
I don't know, man. If we're talking about from a vampire standpoint, she very much gives me that whole I'm the brood queen of the vampires, vibe. Like, don't fuck with me, I'll just flick you with my pinky and you'll go away.
I just have a little problem with. I just don't connect tall ass mama and vampires. My brain does not compute that. It does not.
Yeah, I mean, I don't necessarily understand why they made her that tall. Because I mean, there's not really any canon or lore that supports that the leader of or host of whatever vampire clan, most powerful, would be like 10 foot tall.
Yeah.
There's nothing that says that.
Ginormous. I mean, she's literally ducking on the doorways to get out of it, where everybody else is like, walking underneath it with not even, an inch of headway of needing. Like they're average height people. So they're walking through doorways like not a problem. Even if they jump up, they probably would hit head on it. But she's like literally crouching to get through doorways in this house. That the person that apparently made her gave her this house, and there's an overarching bad guy in this game, and you see them relatively at the beginning of the game. Not spoiling anything here, but let's just say they have some religious backing to the character, and I'm like, religion? Huh?
That's not new. Yeah, I mean, even in Resident Evil 4, the little Napoleon dude that was doing it all was following orders of technically a religion.
So was it a cult, or was it just like an actual like, hey, higher power
we
telling
would
me
call
to
it a cult. Me and you might call it a cult. Some people would call it a religion, depending on your point of view. But yeah, it was very much religiously oriented.
Well, like I said, they always say the bad guys always, in their eyes, they're doing the greater good for the greater of humanity. They're the good guys. But in our eyes, they're the bad guys. And the bad guys are always perceived by the winner of the conflict. That's just how history goes. And, you always have a sense of what, if you can relate with them some way or empathize with them some way, that, that's a good villain.
Yeah.
But
exactly.
When you throw religion into it, it's always a little bit of a, you're really cascading a line here that some people may not appreciate, but I don't know. I saw it.
It's the same way with like Castlevania, Lords of Shadow. That thing was so chock full of freaking religion, it wasn't even funny. I mean, the guy that ultimately becomes Dracula was Gabriel Belmont, a knight of the church.
Well, yeah.
If
no one here saw Castlevania the anime, go watch it on Netflix.
Fantastic.
It was amazing. Can't wait to season 4 or 3 to come out hopefully this year. That's coming out, and then The Witcher's coming out. Apparently they shot a lot of episodes of that. I can't wait for that to come out. I'm so ready for that.
I love The Witcher. The Witcher was, the dude, I can't say how much I enjoyed that. And they left it at a spot that you're just like, what? Come on, it's gotta be another episode. It's like, hey, finally you're face to face, and then nope, you gotta wait now.
It's more like, who's blah blah blah. I'm like, oh, what? And then end. He's like,
she's finally standing face to face with him. He's found her, and she's asking about his girl.
Like, how you know about this? We didn't know. How you? Who you? that was a little weird. But speaking of TV shows, I got to see a clip of this last week, and everybody's on everybody's lips of Saturday Night Live's broadcasting with Elon Musk. Of all people. I don't have no hate boner like some people do for this guy. And I'm definitely the kind of person that once you say something, you better stay on that heel and die on it, because if you're a backtracker, I don't respect you that too much. Like, I don't like the kind of people. Don't backtrack on your words. But he did a sketch where he was Wario in a court scenario. Oh my God, this was the hardest thing I've ever had to watch. Saturday Night Live has fallen so much over the past years, and this is why I don't watch TV no more. Like, it's a prime example.
Well, dude, I stopped really caring about actual television and not stuff that I want to pull down or go out and see or go by when they took In Living Color off.
Oh, In Living Color. Oh yeah, that's that and Mad TV. Living Color, Mad TV, and
Fire
Saturday Night
Marshal
Live.
Bill. You remember who Fire Marshal Bill was?
Yep.
That's where he started, man.
And,
he looked like a man.
yeah, he looked like a something. Oh man, that doing that voice was pretty much like was Elon Musk. I don't get it. Like, why would you take a literal billionaire and think just because he made, Tesla and he's a genius, and think, you know what, he would be great for our comedy show sketch? Can anybody explain that to me? He's not a funny guy. He's not meant to be funny. He's not an actor.
Not his personality.
Yeah, not his personality. Not an actor. He's a smart man that does smart things, and he's a billionaire. That's it. Why would you think, oh man, everybody would love to see Elon Musk do some comedy? It was so cringy. It was so hard to even watch. I was curious. I was like, how bad could this possibly be? It was horrible.
Horrible.
I literally think they could have took someone off the road, off the street, and had them do just as good of a job as Elon Musk. If not better.
It was terrible. It was terrible.
Of course, I feel like they are so far behind, even in so like in stage development. And I know like it's supposed to be live every Saturday because Saturday Night Live, or is it live every month? I forget. I haven't watched the show in like literally since I was a kid.
Yeah, I hadn't either really.
But like it seems like they're so far behind the times, and of course they always have this lame prop. Every time something funny happens, applaud, cheers. Like it's so staged now. Like, who's at home laughing at this stuff in real life, in real time?
Yeah. I don't know.
You have to pay me to go watch that show live.
Speaking of live entertainment, though, I have found out that I am fortunate enough that on July the 31st, ZZ Top will be in Valdosta.
Where the hell's Valdosta and ZZ Top? Woo, that's a name I heard in a while.
45 minutes away from me.
It's going to be a social distance concert?
I doubt it. They're pretty much lightening up on all that stuff now.
So you think a lot of things are like that opening back up?
Yeah, I think a lot of things are opening back up. I mean, and I'm excited to go see it because that's a group that me and Jasmine really like.
Well, I'm pretty sure it'd be a concert with everybody wearing masks.
Maybe.
Yeah, well, yeah, maybe that's a good point of it. But I'm a man of science, but I'm also a man of religion. But at the same time, I know the science behind masks, and I find it so hard even for me to put on a mask nowadays. It's like I just want to go outside.
Even the CDC has posted information now saying that the masks really aren't doing shit anyway.
They haven't been doing shit. They aren't doing shit, and they're really not necessary. But it makes people feel good.
Did you see where the CDC posted that we can now be in 3-foot distances instead of 6?
I saw the CDC saying it's going to be a seasonal thing. Seasonal. As like fucking Christmas and Halloween, it's going to be seasonal. I'm like, what is this? Flu season? How is it seasonal? There's no special
I
time.
think what they mean by that is you're gonna have to get your vaccine seasonally.
No, they said mask. Mask will be mandatory seasonally.
Bullshit.
I was literally dumbfounded by those words.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. So, it needs to say I don't like wearing mask, but I have to. Especially since now I'm doing Grub South. Like every time I get out of the vehicle, I'm like, oh, mask, fine, go in. I'm in there for like maybe 2 minutes with all the plexiglass everywhere. And they hand me the food, they have to come bring it to me, so I can't stay 6 feet away from them. And I put it in my bag, and I'm out the door within a matter of minutes. And then I'm back in my car, driving. And then I leave it at the doorway, and I put a mask on. I'm like, who the heck am I meet at the doorway? No one's gonna meet me at the doorway, because they're not allowed to. Or I'm not allowed to meet them. Put the food at the door, and I'd leave. Like, why do I need a mask? I don't need a mask. But everywhere is posted up, mask required to come in, mask required to come in, mask required to come in. I'm like, oh, fine. I'm already fed up with it. And I've already done driving for 2 days. How long does Stealthy drive for? I know you have a problem
by that. She only does it by she literally looks at it and sees when the busy times are.
Yeah.
And she starts when it's busy and she ends when it stacks up.
Okay. So she actually see the oncoming. I can't.
They put on hers. They put a grid up of the area, and the grid is colored different colors depending on what color is. So like when it's super super busy, she'll go then because not only does she get paid what she normally gets paid, but then they put like an extra $2-3 on top of everything.
Incentive to do it.
Yeah. So that she'll go and do that, but she doesn't go if it's not busy because it's not worth your time.
Can she, okay, question for you. Can she literally just go, I'm going to work, I'm going driving, and just leave?
Yeah.
Mine, I am so annoyed with it, and I really want to talk to them about their app. I had to set schedules and the hours I want to work.
Hold on just a minute. This is Mama Corbo. It might be something with the stream. What's up? Go if it's not busy.
Sorry to give it away here, Chet.
Okay, I'll have to look at it later. I'm in the middle of it right now. I'll look at it later, okay? All right, bye.
I just checked the audio recorder. I can hear you, so I'm hoping it's fine.
She was saying that she was somehow she got kicked out, and when she went to go back in and she went under subscriptions, it wasn't showing her the live one to click on.
Weird. I guess maybe she needs to go to my okay. Mama Corvo, if you can. Well, no, she can't hear me now. But tell her go to the YouTube channel, go to live, and then it's she there. But a little late for that, and she can't even hear me say that. Anyways, if you're watching this recording of this, be sure when that happens again, go to my YouTube channel, Gravity Gaming. Go to the live section underneath the channel. There should be a live tab somewhere. And it should be at the top of the page since I'm currently live at that very moment. Click on that and it should bring you back to me. Or you just go to the link that Corvo hopefully sends you on the weekly and click that again and it should bring you straight back to here. Hopefully one of the two of those things will be the solution. Anyways, I had to set my days, tell them, now I can cancel it anytime. Like, hey, I want to cancel it or not do it, but I literally have to go into their app, choose the day I want to work, the hours I want to work, and the area I want to work, and then put it in and they schedule me. And I like
it would be like that for Stealthy too, but because she only goes when it's busy, they don't care. If it's busy, you just click I'm on my way and get your ass in the car and go.
I wish it was kind of like that though. Like I really do. I like the idea of just going. I know I know I could drive today, but I don't feel like it. Well, today, do I feel like going and driving? Yeah, sure, why not? Let's go and just go. Like that to me, I know it's a bit of a asking a lot of things. They also would like to know how many people are driving because they want to know whether or not they need more people. Because especially if it's busy at night, they want to go and say, hey, we kind of to know how many drivers we got, and we have too many. We want to say no, we're good for the night. We don't need no more drivers. just in case I want to leave out the door and just go driving during a night that's already they have enough. But it doesn't seem like they're enough. And I do say Mondays have to be the hot spot so far for me. I get
Monday. Yeah, see, for stealthy, it's usually Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays.
I haven't tried, but I go out tomorrow, and then I will go Sunday. I don't work on Friday and Saturdays because I, have my normal stream because I'm still doing that. Grubby B Game or Grubby Bear on Twitch. If you're interested, go check me out. I do like it. I'm driving for 4 hours a day. It's nice to be able to just go onto the app, go to the restaurant, pick up food, go to the house, drop it off. It's $2.99 per delivery. Anything underneath 7 miles, but anything over 7 miles, I get $1 for every mile or so over 7 miles. So if it's 7 miles away from the restaurant, you're gonna be paying more, and then plus whatever tips you give. So I just say, being a driver now, I won't lie, I'm a bit of a cheapskate. And if we're hurting on money, I won't give tips. I'm that one person that you hate to deliver to. But now that I'm the delivery guy, I am that one person that I don't like no more. Like, you sir suck.
Yep. Well, and that's why here I'm going to give at least the minimum tip because I've been in that situation.
Yeah.
And it sucks ass.
Yeah. I've been in this situation only once, or when I was younger. I worked for Domino's for like about a week, and then I went to do my first delivery drive, and then someone unnecessarily stopped immediately in front of me, pretty much a brake check on me, and I swerved out the way, but still rear-ended them on one side, and I lost my job shortly afterwards. And this was before GPS too, so if you didn't know the area of the town, you got lost, which I did. I was like trying to find this person's house for a good minute, and then on the way back, someone did that to me. Thank goodness for GPS nowadays. It's great, because I drove out to middle of nowhere to some of the most richest and these people could afford good tips. Let me just say that. Gated communities and houses that would... Heck, I think my brother's house, my brother's wife is a nurse, or I forget, she does some other things, and a pharmacist, and my brother, he works for companies for doing graphical design, so they make both pretty good money. They have a really nice house. These houses I went to made my brother's houses look like nothing. I mean, they got money, and they weren't getting very good tips.
Yep.
So I was not happy that I was driving out to middle of nowhere to give these rich people that came and drive, more than 10 minutes away to go get the food for their kids or themselves.
Yeah, it's funny how that works.
And then that was the first day. The first day, actually, had a lot of Mexican restaurants, and I was delivering food for like a family. It was definitely like food wise for more than one person. The second day, it was all single food. I delivered like 5 pizzas, some chicken nuggets, and some Asian food.
Damn.
It's like, can y'all not go get your own food? Is it that football night? What's going on here? Why is no one willing to leave the house here? But again, they were all like, every pizza too was from a different person. Like, none of them were the same pizza restaurant. Oh, I also went to I had one family meal that was Red Robin's.
Red Robin's.
Red Robin's, yum.
Yum.
Yeah.
Dude, I can't even remember the last time I ate something from a Red Robin's.
This Red Robin's was at a freaking mall.
At a mall?
Yeah, at an outdoor walking mall.
Wow.
So, they fancy up in that house. But it was definitely one of those days. I was like, can you people not drive, go get your own food? If I could say, you tell me I had to spend tax and like $10 on someone delivering my food, I'm going to get it myself. I am. There's just no way I'm going to spend tax on my own food on top of paying for my food and then getting price to deliver my food.
See, that's where you and me differ, because if I'm tired as shit, I ain't going nowhere when I get home.
But
I give you $10. Bring me my damn cheeseburger.
No. Like, there's one guy. It was like a 17-minute drive. So I get it, but he had to spend $10 on delivery, He gave me like $6 in tip, and he spent like $24 on his food. That's a lot of money.
Yeah, but it's also kept his ass from having to leave the house and spend money on his gas.
Then he went to get to his nice apartment that had been like, seven figures a month. I guess he could afford that.
Maybe.
And we have a red zone arsenal near in this city I live in, military base, and they want me to go start delivering there, but I gotta go there and get a guest pass, which I will do because I'm pretty sure military men and women will give good money for some food outside their base.
Yeah. Yeah, they're pretty good about that.
So I'm all about that.
Now, if Stealthy really wanted to make money, like really, really bad,
Yeah.
she could drive 45 minutes south to Tallahassee and work Tallahassee for a day because it is never not busy.
Never not busy. I had to drive at least a 15-minute drive to the one area I've been delivering in. Is about a 15-minute drive from here. But I keep us like, hey, I live in this town. You can give me some places around here and I'll do some delivery. Every night so far, it's like, nope, you're driving 50 minutes away. Because apparently that it's a more busy area. And I don't really blame it because there's a lot more restaurants there, really. And also it's a nicer neighborhood. So
Yeah.
I just, 4 hours, I'm not a person that can drive for long periods of time. And I forget how much your body hurts after driving for 4 hours. My arms hurts, my leg hurts, and my ankle hurts.
Yeah. See, it's like that when you're driving in the city for 4 hours. It's different on the interstate for 4 hours because you can click that bitch on cruise control and your seat back a little bit and you're a little more comfortable. But when you're having to stop and go, stop and go, stop and go, press and go, press and go, turn, you get home, you're like, damn, I feel like I went to a damn workout. Shit.
And to make it worse, the gas, I don't know if the gas near you is getting bad, but our gas is really bad. And somehow with the gas being as bad as it is, gas stations are running out of fuel.
Yeah.
How? If it's so
why
expensive.
people are paranoid that when the gas station does run out of fuel, they can't get restocked no time soon. So everybody's running up there filling their damn car up right now.
It's so expensive.
It's gonna jump up like 30 cents a gallon here.
Yeah, I think the highest I saw for near me was $2.97.
I don't know what ours is at right now.
Well, being that I'm a driver, I had to see that price. I drove past one and I kicked myself in the butt later on. It was like $2.55. I'm like, I missed that, motherfucker! I should have stopped and got me some gas there. I ended up finding the cheapest one nearest me. I actually couldn't find because actually the fuel was out. I forgot. I went there. The fuel was out. It was supposed to be $2.67, but the fuel was gone. So, but everything else was like $2.90, $2.80.
Ew, crap.
So, needless to say, I was very upset with that. And then they're only giving me $2.99 per delivery. So that barely pays for 1 gallon of gas.
Yeah.
That sucks. Paying for 1 gallon.
Yeah, it's about the amount of orders done and the quantity of time. That's all it is.
How long?
Like Stealthy's had nights where she's went out and filled the freaking car up, and in the first hour made back already what she spent to fill the car up, and she doesn't use all of that fuel for that job because we go other places when she's not working there, and still make $30, $40, $50 profit.
Yeah, I'm having a problem where it's taking more time because they're definitely going over the 7-mile limit because every delivery I'm having to do just to get to the restaurant is only 15 minutes away from where I last was at. And then when I get to the restaurant, if it's not 8 minutes, it's another 15 minutes to get to them. Both ways. I can maybe do like 2 orders in 1 hour, and that's not even an exaggeration.
Wow.
It takes me so long to get to point A to point B to point C, and then back.
It sounds like everything's spread out more where you're at than where we are.
Yeah, it's a huge city. It's a huge city. But the people living out middle of nowhere are literally having people order in food, and me going to go get it and then driving to them.
Those are the people you're going to get a lot of because they live out in the middle of nowhere and they don't want to drive all the way into town.
Yeah. So I'm not liking that with top of how the price of gas is. I'm gonna give it another week. I have tomorrow. I'm gonna do a shift tomorrow, and then I gotta get off. This Monday is me and my wife's anniversary. 10 years.
Awesome.
Or it's 11 years. I might be wrong. But anyways, anniversary. We're gonna go out. So we're gonna go get our eyes worked on. She has an appointment apparently on that day. Get some sushi. Get some popcorn. Come home and watch some anime. Like that's our day together.
Yeah,
that's our excitement.
I think October's 12 for me and Jasmine married. More like 15 together.
I get that entirely. But okay, so I sent you a thing on Discord a while back. Did you get a chance to have a look at it?
Which one?
The Amazon link.
I think I did, but I don't remember. Let me double check.
All right.
Oh yeah. The purifier.
Yeah, for anybody wondering, I sent him a link to an Amazon thing. Me and him both have a resin printer, which does, make a room smell. And if you use the very caustic versions of the resin, it can make the room very bad to breathe in. And I found that they have this charcoal air purifier filter machine that you put inside the chamber of the print, and it will vent it through the charcoal and purify and cleanse it. I don't know how good it is, but it's rechargeable. It's also you can put it inside of it just by itself. I think this would be probably a good thing for maybe some people like us or people interested maybe getting into the resin, but worried about the odor or the caustic toxicity of it. And as far as I understand, charcoal can be cleansed, right? I could be wrong here, but as far as I understand, charcoal
you can cleanse it up to a certain number of times.
Yeah.
I can't remember if you're supposed to use cold water or hot water, but it's one of the two.
I think it's boiling hot water, but I could be wrong. To loosen up and come out. And as far as I can tell, the little charcoal cubes that are inside of it, you can take out and replace. So think about just buying some of that and just using the charcoal thing and just doing that. I don't really like devices where you have a plastic hub and you're not able to get the filter inside of it and replace that. I used to get water filters for me and my wife for our faucets so we get some clean water. The problem is you couldn't very much take out the charcoal filter inside the device at all because it was sealed inside this plastic hub, and that was so much waste.
Yep.
I saw that and I'm like, how would that be good for those who don't have the availability to do let's say a well-ventilated room or whatnot? So I'm thinking about getting...
I just put it on my wish list. It'll probably be something I get to try.
Yeah, I will be getting to try as well. That and a bed, a flexible bed releaser, because it's not really hard to get it off the bed, but I'm scraping up my bed like crazy to get prints off. I just want to take it off and just twist and it pops off. Oh, speaking of 3D printers, guess what printer died on me again today? The spool, the power supply that we got in, died on me yesterday. Just died. It was working. I turned it off because it was some reason it wasn't heating up the bed anymore because it was at the one temperature below the temperature I needed to start printing. I'm like, what? It was like that for a while. I'm like, okay, it's still on, it's still going. I can do everything else, but the bed won't heat up. So I just turned it off. Okay, turn back on. Didn't ever turn back on. Just stayed off.
You got some problems with your control box, bro.
Yeah, I've already requested the replacement. Thank goodness it's within the warranty time. I might have a problem with it. I got to figure out what's going on before I kill another power supply.
There ain't really but two things that it could be: power supply or the board.
Yeah, I'm afraid the board might be somehow short-circuiting.
Yeah, there might be. I tell you what. You know when you look at the board where the power screws screw down?
Yeah.
Onto the board, check, make sure that connector's not loose.
I will not get the next power supply in.
That's what happened to mine when I first got it, and
Yeah.
me and Stealthy had to end up buying a new peg piece with the screws in it and solder it back on.
Yeah, I'll have to try that out because it's a dead again, but no new power supply coming in. I got to send back my old one. Give me 30 days, but already sending me a new one. So thank goodness for that. I do appreciate that. Not many companies would be like willing to go, hey, we'll send you a new one when you send us our old one back. It's like, no, they're like, no, here you go. Send you a new one. Just send ours back within 30 days. Like, fine, that's fine with me. I'll get to when I can. Let's see what else that came out this week. I'd like to give a quick shout out to one YouTube channel for anybody out there that is a gamer. I don't know if you get a chance to check it out yourself. I know I sent it to you before. It's a YouTube channel called Healthy Gamer GG. Yep. And what this guy does for the gaming community, for people like that, he talks to gamers and streamers. He's a psychiatrist, and he helps them go through their life and stress of being a gamer or a YouTuber nowadays in this line of work, and try to help them overcome their things and to help them realize that, you know, why they feel like they're stuck in a strut, or why they feel like, you know, they can't proceed anymore. A lot of them, you know, they always say if you're a man that would make the top of the mountain, you feel like you have nowhere to go but down, right?
Right.
And these guys, some people, these streamers are some of the tops of the echelon of streamers, and you know now they're having to deal with their inner struggles of life, or the struggles of being famous, or the struggles of being a video gamer in a day society where a lot of video gamers, while it may be kind of a norm nowadays, it's still very much looked down upon and not considered as even a viable thing, even though these people are making thousands of dollars per day. So people still don't respect them very much.
Yep.
So,
and that can seriously hurt your self-esteem.
Yeah. So I was related with that, and also one more thing. If anyone out there has not heard about the rights to repair, this is not a political thing. Not a political thing. If you think it is, you're wrong. Rights to repair. If you have not heard about it, go check it out. Look up yourself. Actually do some research. I know that's hard to do. It's a lot to tell people to do that nowadays, or ask people to do that. It is a serious thing. It should be looked into. It's not right. You should have rights to repair your device, or have someone repair your device for you and have access to it. Of course, people are trying not to lobby, you know, for companies are being evil. Let me just say that companies are being evil. So go check that out. Go and do what you must do. Get the word out. It's a good thing. Right to repair. It's a good thing. So go get that search real quick. Next week we might have another person come join us. I got to talk to the person and see if they're available. So be looking toward that. We're gonna call it right here. So, if anybody here is new to the channel, let me ask you real quick to go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, share this on social media, Facebook, Twitter, any platform. I don't care. I don't care if it's on Reddit. Please share this around. Get our name around. We'd like to get to 100 if we can. But as always, let's go ahead and stop there. We have a good day. You have a good night, and have a good life. Much love, y'all. Bye.